Patrick Jordan said he and collaborators Dave Mansueto and Pete Spinda initially expected a shorter run.
Almost. You're almost there. We're almost there.
Welcome back, everybody. That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
There it is.
The mic was muted because of some other tomfoolery.
For comedy effect.
Welcome back. This is it. It doesn't get any better than this. We are like a well-oiled machine. This is Alone Together Pittsburgh, streaming at you live from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. In case you didn't notice before, This is episode 192.
Bingo.
Week 65? Week 64 of this little streaming talk show, The Could. And we continue to do so. You're still here, so we're still here. We started this thing right around before the shelter-in-place order came down from the state, and we continue to do so as things slowly start opening up. We're still here. We're in it for the long haul. I mean, we might make it till that mask mandate gets pulled in a couple of weeks. Who knows? But we are still here, and we thank you for joining us. We started the show to keep a sense of community, and we continue to feel that and try to share that. Couple of things before we get started with the show. Ticking below me, that is our Venmo. It is @TogetherPGH. That works on Venmo and on PayPal. So if you want to kick a couple of bucks in, the money goes directly to the artists involved in the show on any given night. We would greatly appreciate that. That continues to do so. Trying to think what else here I could talk to you guys about. Yep, I don't know. We got a great show for you tonight. Very excited. Sorry, my daughter's singing in the other room, and for whatever reason, it's like super loud, and it's can you hear it? It's amazing. So anyway, and this is my daughter. All right, hold on. Speaking of which, hold on. Somebody wants to say hi before we get into this. We got a fantastic show for you tonight. Stick around, but right now, a little sidekick wants to say hello. Pep, you want to say hi to everybody?
Hi.
You want to show everybody what do you have there? Is that a bag?
Yeah, a bag.
What's on your bag? What's in that bag?
Paris.
Paris. That's right, Paris. Everybody. This is Pepper. All right, she's about to go get a bath and have some fun. What are you gonna watch? You gonna watch anything tonight?
Yeah.
What are you gonna watch?
I'm gonna watch something on your show.
Oh, you're gonna watch my show. That's great. She's the one. There it is. Want to say hi to Pete?
Hi.
There you go. Okay. All right, Pep. You gonna go get a bath?
Yeah.
All right. Say bye to everybody.
Bye.
All right. There was the drop in. She was waiting for it. All right. And so was I. That's right. So if that doesn't make you kick into the Venmo, what will? Anyway, everybody's saying hi to you, Pep. Okay. So anyway, great show for you tonight. Okay. We've got Joe King is going to be here tonight, and he is going to kick off Pride in the best possible way. Just to have him on as a guest is fantastic. He's going to be talking about a new digital experience that he's been working on. Bag, drag, and swag. I cannot wait to talk about this. We've got a little bit of a taste to show to you in a little bit later. Before we get to that, a couple other things to talk about here tonight. Things are rolling. Pete, was your weekend good? Dave, was your weekend good? I think it was better than ours.
It's great. I'm living the life. Can you hear the birds? Our guest could hear the birds tweeting. The nature is calling, and so am I.
Where are you, Dave?
I'm at the beach. I'm
Dave's
near the
at
ocean.
beach, folks. Dave's.
Are you out on the dinghy?
At the beach.
No, not out on the dinghy, but I got my sunglasses on, got my skateboard. I'm ready, ready to live the beach life here. But you know what I mean? I had to get back to this scene. Beach is good. This is better right here. This with you guys. You guys.
Okay, well, I like that. I like hearing about that. Pete, anything exciting this weekend?
I just worked on decks.
Decks. You're back to decks again.
I have a few more and then I'm done. I'm retiring.
365 plus days. We're back to decks again. You know what I mean?
Have you guys realized that? Have you guys felt that like we've gone like a full cycle around the sun kind of a thing? This whole like I look outside, it's like daylight outside right now, and we've gone through all of that. Heat is happening. Like I get these Facebook reminders and memories and stuff, and it's just stuff about the show like every day. There was an episode, and
that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, I keep getting I wake up and I look at my phone and it's like Facebook memory. Oh, it's just Patrick.
just
it's the Dave on the show.
Every ad I get is Alone Together Pittsburgh T-shirts, and we don't even make Alone Together Pittsburgh T-shirts.
We almost did. We almost made masks at one point. Remember?
I know. Maybe we should make them for our last 3 episodes or something.
Yeah, like right in time for the mask mandate to be done. Just have a warehouse of like 50,000 masks and like 55 barrels of hand sanitizer.
We'll change our slogan to timing is everything. How about that?
That would be great because it's about time, Dave. It's definitely about time. So anyway, things are going to be rolling here. Before we, we'll talk about this. Okay, so we've got an in-show poll that we're not going live with yet. We're going to let our guest kind of drop that one. So you guys won't know about it yet unless Pete already did. Okay, good, he didn't. So, all right, but I'm going to tell you a little bit about somebody who's sponsoring the in-show poll. That would be Engine House 25 Winery. If you go to eh25.com, you can find out everything that you need to about this fantastic place. It is a local winery. The grapes are the only thing that isn't local, okay, and the barrels, I guess. The grapes come from Napa, Chile, and everywhere in between. You ain't getting them Mon Valley grapes, okay? I just realized I'm actually wearing the T-shirt from some of that swag right now. You cannot go wrong. They are still doing free delivery, okay? eh25.com, still doing free delivery in the greater Pittsburgh area. You can get in on that for the next couple of weeks. They've been doing it the entire pandemic. They're still doing curbside, even though I think their tasting room is open, and you can even get some of that at Lola's. Which is open now too. So you can get in on that. Go to eh25.com. It also houses the Clemente Museum, which is now open and giving tours again now. So you can find everything hooked up on the website at eh25.com. It's right there in Doughboy Square, where the Doughboy who just turned 100 is basically looking at the Clemente Museum. You cannot beat it. It's just between that and a scrapyard. So check them out, eh25.com. And another thing about another sponsor we have here tonight from Farm to Table, okay? If you go to farmtotablepa.com, it is the season right now to buy fresh, buy local. The farmers markets are popping off. Dave, Pete, have you guys gone to any farmers markets in the last couple of days here?
You know what? I missed the farmer's market last week because of the rain, and then the decks right. Came. But I did get my Harvey box today, which I'm excited about.
That's awesome.
Lots of mushrooms.
Fantastic. Lots of mushrooms. Tis the season, right?
Yeah, man.
But that's kind of thing. Dave,
mushrooms and greens.
That's what you can't go wrong with it. Some other stuff that Farm to Table is going to be doing. They're continuing their speaker series. Their series with Doug Oster is done for the season. But Farm to Table has a local speaker series. It's Thursdays at 3:00, and you can participate. June 3rd, Ashley Sheffer is going to be there, and June 17th, William Thiel from Thiel Dairy Farm. They're going to be talking about lots of stuff. You can get different networks of local things there. You cannot go wrong. And a big thank you to Farm to Table PA for being here with us for the duration. They're fantastic. And every Wednesday night, we typically have a Buy Fresh, Buy Local segment. We're gonna take in this week off, but we'll be back next week. Different farmers from across the region come on, talk about stuff. Or we have Erin Hart herself. She wasn't able to come tonight, so you're stuck with me talking to you about Farm to Table. The speaker series keeps going tomorrow. You can get up to that blog. You can find out everything from most of the CSAs for the season are probably all spent up, but you can find out a couple of those things on there. You can find out places like the marketplace at Evergreen Valley. You can Emerald Valley. You can go check that out, and they deliver to your door. So
I learned so much last week from Doug. When Doug came on, every time he comes on, I feel like my garden is popping off this week. Like plants, like my lettuces are growing, my tomato plants are bigger. Like
he's like
the plant got a manse going on.
Totally.
A farm manse. What is it? A garden manse. I don't know. It's fantastic. I don't know what
tomato manse.
But he kind of just like, if you had that, it's like going into the woods with like Bear Grylls or something, where it's like somebody who knows like this tree bark, you can eat this. If you peel this off, it's going to sprout something else. Like he literally talked through everything. I even got some stuff for my 4 pots of plants that are going to go in the back there soon. Probably this weekend, I'm going to plant them. We're going to do tomatoes. 1 plant per 15-gallon bucket. Very exciting. Peter, are you going to do the dangly tomatoes over the side?
You know, to be honest with you, Patrick, we were excited about doing that, but I don't think it's going to happen this year.
Too many decks.
Kind of, yeah.
I thought this was a family show, guys.
Well, anyway, that reminds me, one other thing to talk about before we bring out Joe King, who is waiting, very subtly waiting to start off Pride, in a very somber tone. But before we do that, We've been doing this show since the pandemic started. Every day we do the same thing. We want to keep it up. The COVID numbers in Allegheny County for the last 24 hours, 42. Okay, so we are hanging tough at 42. Let's keep it going. Let's squash this thing. Let's try to bash this thing. Let's try to flatten this thing. Let's try to bust this thing like Hulk Hogan punching stereo. And the best way to do that, boom, the best way to do that is to go out and get vaccinated. We used to basically went through the washing your hands phase of this show. Then it was the wearing a mask and distance phase of this show. We're kind of graduating from that, and now it's getting the vaccine. And to help us tonight is John Travolta.
Shut! I am if you let me. Hey, stop fucking stop! When you're not talking to me, start talking to her! Yeah, right!
Just get the shot. That's all you got to do. And then, while we're at this, it's a global pandemic. So Dame Judi Dench, tell them what to do at home.
Take the shot. I say take the shot. Take the bloody shot.
That's right. I mean,
that was the no fooling around one. That was the
that was okay. Down to business. I mean, you want to do one more? What would Clubber Lang, Mr. T, say to Rocky about this whole thing?
You got your shot. Now give me mine.
That's what you got to do, folks. Just follow that. Go out and get vaccinated. Thank you for not showing that whole thing again, Dave. But anyway, I think it's time. I think it's time we bring out our first guest. Do you agree, Dave and Pete?
Oh yeah.
So here we go. Our first guest of episode 192, week 64. Here he is right now. The man needs no introduction. Hasn't been on the show since he made Dave shave the most fantastic piece of facial hair on the show. Talking about bag, drag, and swag. The new digital experience coming at you to your home right now. Here he is, Joe King. Hey.
Hey. Good to see you.
Happy Pride, Joe.
Thank you so much. I pulled something from the Ted Cruz collection.
I see that. It looks like it. Fantastic.
Thanks.
We had someone on the show that stared at a photograph of Ted Cruz for 12 minutes straight.
Eek.
It was rough. Like lots of emotions started happening. But
yeah.
But you never disappoint, my friend.
Thank you. I appreciate it. A little extra
from head to toe, and that's what it is. So. All right, so it's Pride Month. We're kicking it off. We're kicking it off in style. Couldn't think of anyone better to be with than you right now. But what's going on with bag, drag, and swag?
Well, do you want to kick off your poll first?
Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, he's a professional and I am not. We've got an in-show poll tonight from the little jag off right here. Joe King is going to send it to us. Set us up, Joe.
Okay, so we are, for Pride Month, going with royalty versus royal queens, I guess. How about we call this one our Queen Off, and we are asking for your vote for your favorite queen. Is it RuPaul? We're going to put up a shot.
It's going to be a two-shot.
Oh, okay. RuPaul or Broadway's #1 diva, the one and only Billy Porter as Lola. So is it Lola or Ru? Who is your favorite queen? I mean, I gotta go with my boy here, but Ru has done so much for the LGBTQIA community, and just recently this year, for the first time, they've had a trans contestant on RuPaul's Drag Race. So, Billy, I don't know. He's sort of having a moment right now, so I still got to give it to my boy.
Okay, I'm gonna, I got to stick with Pittsburgh, so I'm gonna stick with my boy Billy as well. Yes. That's gonna happen. But Ru has reigned over things for decades now. Oh, yeah. Like probably since what? That would be the early '90s when Ru jumped on the national scene.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah. And has continued to reign as the icon right now. But Lola is let's see if this young upstart can take the throne, so to speak.
I mean, Lola is probably the most famous Broadway, drag queen on Broadway at the time. So, you know, I mean, Rue has global appeal, but everybody knows Kinky Boots.
Everybody knows Kinky Boots, but I mean, that's like written in drag
Right.
queen on Broadway. I'm sure there have been others.
Yes. Yeah,
But,
I'm sure.
But yeah, I mean, it's fantastic. I tell you what, though, see, I saw Kinky Boots, saw it in New York, and then when I saw it in Pittsburgh, it was just extra special.
Yeah, absolutely. You know,
when Billy came back to Pittsburgh and did it here, it was just, there was something about it. The show stopped several times, literally.
Oh my God, yeah, for sure. People love to cheer for a hometown queen, you know, so to speak. And yeah, every night. I mean, that show sort of has those numbers built in, you know, almost like the Effie and Dreamgirls, that sort of production, boom, pull at your heartstrings number that sort of stops the show. That was built into the show, but you know, he's a powerhouse no matter what he does. Yeah,
I mean, I've been fortunate enough to see him perform in several different places, from tiny places to big places, and he tends to do that. So that's phenomenal. We could talk about Billy Porter all night, and we might still down the road. But before we get there,
right?
Tell me a little bit about the conception of Bag, Drag, and Swag.
Well, thank you. First of all, thanks for having me. I have so much respect for what you and the guys do. And by the way, this is from the Dave Mansueto collection.
That right there.
Yeah.
I thought, my wife thought it was from the Hunger Games collection.
Oh, it could be actually.
The Stanley Tucci character, what, Caesar or whatever?
Yes.
You are Pittsburgh's version of Stanley Tucci.
I'll take it. I'll take it. Thank you, Eileen French. I love you.
All right. So talk to me.
Okay. So, you know, right before COVID hit, I was actually in production with the Pittsburgh Cultural Trust, building a show called Dragalicious, a whole other show. They were finally getting into the drag game, you know, thanks to RuPaul and thanks to characters like, you know, Lola from Kinky Boots. Drag has sort of become mainstream. And I was looking for ways to explore how we could bring it, you know, a family-friendly drag show. And so we were in negotiations, and probably still will bring that show back because we've got wardrobe that was created specifically for this amazing show. But COVID hit. You know, we were literally probably 2 days out from a full run through. We had shot publicity photos. We all the work was done. And then COVID hit and we sort of went into, you know, nothing. So I sort of, you know, fell into a little bit of a funk, you know. And at the time I was producing my match game, GAYME. And
love it.
That's Pittsburgh's longest running pre-COVID, it was longest running game show parody, thanks to the folks at City Paper who deemed it that. I really appreciate that moniker. But when COVID hit and the Cultural Trust sort of pulled the plug on this other drag production, I kept saying to my husband, well, that's only the new show. Like we're still doing the match game, because I had tickets at that time. I had tickets sold into September.
Oh, wow.
And I said, you know, we're still doing that show. They're just pulling the money from the new show. That's not going to happen. And my husband is like, no.
They're going to pull everything.
They're going to pull everything. And I was like, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. They're not going to do that. They have people's money. That's not going to happen. Little did I know. So I sort of
you're describing like the microcosm of what everyone kind of was going through at that time. Like, we're gonna do this, like even this show, we were like, we're gonna do this for 2 weeks. We're gonna just it's 4 weeks, and then, like, you know, like Pete was like, well, I think we could be able to do Patonka Tonk in May, and then like it just kept on coming and coming, and then everything just kept slow. They slow played us, Joe.
They sure did. They really, really did. You know, and I still think that we were all still figuring it out. So in the midst of figuring it out, I had approximately $30,000 worth of donated merch because we gave prizes away at the match game. Some really nice things and sponsors that had come on board and donated all of these prizes. And I would look at this stuff on a daily basis, like sort of sad. And so I started to look at and explore other ways to maybe bring the show digitally, much like what you guys have done. Congratulations, by the way, 192 episodes.
192.
Unbelievable. Congratulations to you guys. But I sort of started looking at, the digital format and ways that I could connect to a larger audience, make it a family-friendly show, and not be trapped by a brick and mortar sort of situation where, Thursday at 7:00, we've got to drive to the venue.
Right.
So
that's amazing. And we've got a little taste. We got a little teaser video that you sent over, Dave, and we've also got some other graphics and stuff we'll pull up a little later. Dave, do we have that video ready?
Coming right up.
It makes me laugh. It makes me so happy. These are some of the best queens in the business, in the mother tucking business, and they're professional. And so when the plug got pulled, we sort of looked at ways to bring it to a larger audience. And I'm thrilled to be working with all of them, as well as the folks at Studio Me in East Liberty here, who, that state-of-the-art green screen facility.
I was gonna say, look, I'm gonna give full honesty here. I actually caught a sneak peek of the first episode of the show, and I was actually blown away by the production value.
Thank you, dude. Thank you. I really appreciate
seriously. I mean,
that.
the show is fantastic. Like I watched it in 2 parts, right? I watched it for like 2 or 3 minutes. Then my daughter went crazy, and then I came back and watched it in its entirety. And I was blown away by the first 2 or 3 minutes. And I'm like, where's this gonna go? And then where it went was amazing, like very entertaining and fun. You're a fantastic host, obviously. But the production values are great. Their queens were just on point. I mean, I found myself like laughing my ass off and like being like engaged. Great.
Thank you. They really are the best in the business. Some of the best. Pittsburgh has so many talented queens, but I'm very fortunate. That's Blade, Sasha in the middle, and Scarlett on the end. They were part of my original Dragalicious cast, and when the opportunity came to develop this into a digital format, they were naturally the first queens that I went to, because we were already in production. We were in full rehearsal. That's the wardrobe that they're wearing. That was a wardrobe that was specifically created for Bag Drag and Swag. I mean, for Dragalicious, and so I was like, well, it's just hanging in my storage. So let's pull it out. And, like the old saying goes, my grandpa's got a barn. Let's put on a show.
Yeah, no, that's basically what it is. But I love these silver linings that come from this, like stuff that would not have happened otherwise. The costumes from Dragalicious get put into Bag, Drag, and Swag, like, just across the board. And you're doing this on a digital platform with, possibly a much wider reach.
Yeah, that's what we're hoping for, really. And I sort of started reaching out to vendors and suppliers. Pretty much, I would spend hours on Instagram. Anything that would come up in my feed, I would just say, hey, would you be interested in sponsoring prize packages? So a lot of people just, started giving me stuff. And that's
when that happens.
Yeah, exactly. So that's sort of what we've done with this show. It's basically a drag show with prizes, and we've combined the two. So
how do the prizes work? Like, how can people win prizes?
Thanks for asking. So anybody that purchases a ticket to the show, you will automatically be entered. You'll get a rip-off ticket. I will send you a digital copy of your number. The ticket will be ripped in half. One half will be recorded so that we have your name and your email, and the other ticket will go into the drawing. Anybody that purchases a ticket for the show is eligible to win one of our 3 swag bags, and each bag is valued at around $100. Some of them are a little bit more. This one that you see up on the screen, this is an amazing bag that looks like a COVID face mask.
It looks like a mask. It's amazing.
Yes, it's really so cool, that lavender mask bag. And then the contents of the swag obviously consist of, you got your Lay's potato chip socks. There is a cell phone keeper, a cell phone cord keeper, a
Lashes.
phone. Yes, glasses, a sleep mask. There are our branded Bag Dragon swag lashes, a makeup kit, and then in the lower corner is a mobile phone stand from our friends DJ Kelly Burns. So this is all one prize package. There's another one from our friends at Earth Hero. They provide a sustainability product. This one of my favorites, actually, the company Tomo. They make these amazing Swarovski crystal encrusted water bottles that are made with medical grade stainless steel. They're covered in over 4,000 glass crystals.
Oh my.
And then part of this prize package includes that rainbow clutch. Since it's Pride Month, we sort of brought something special out of our prize vault. And that rainbow clutch is absolutely stunning in person. But those Tomo bottles, I've got one right here. I just have to show you. Look at it.
Yeah, sparkles.
Look at it. This is the gold one, but they come in a variety of shapes, sizes, and colors. And the company Tomo, they've engaged our queens in they're launching their very first Pride campaign. And since we were already working together, this is a global company, they actually engaged Sasha, Blade, and Scarlett as representatives for their first ever Pride campaign that actually launches a little bit later this week.
That's awesome. I mean, my water bottle feels very left out right now. I'm feeling it's kind of bland. It's just kind of not so much.
We'll see what we can do about getting you one. You have to look at the Tomo.
It's June, for Christ's sake. I should have a sparkly water bottle at least here.
Hello, and it makes anything that you drink out of it taste rich.
I can imagine.
Yeah,
I can imagine. But you also have a co-host on the show.
I do. Tamaya Bridger. She is so. Here's a little bit of backstory for you. She's actually Billy Porter's sister's high school friend.
Okay.
So it sort of is a weird coincidence that me being Billy's high school buddy and
not your
she came into my life when I was looking for a co-host, and I thought it was important to have a female co-host, and she at the audition knocked it out of the park, dude. And we've got such great chemistry. I love working with her. And
the Porter family connection.
And I tell you, the folks at Studio Me, after she did her, there's another promo that that I sent you. After we did our promo together, Joe at Studio Me pulled me aside and said, "She's a natural." I was like, "Perfect, great." So I'm really excited to develop this new show with everybody involved. This first one was a little bit difficult because there was just so much to condense into. This was pre-COVID. This was still during the height of COVID, and restrictions were really tight. So we had to schedule each of the queens in a 45-minute window so that nobody else could be in the studio. Brought them in. Everybody wore masks, and until it was their time to film. And they knocked out the queens sort of they give their own performance, and then they sort of play Vanna White by demonstrating and oohing and awing for the prizes.
Which is a blast, but the performances are special.
The performances are amazing. Yeah, and with the green screen, it sort of allows us to put them anywhere. So if a song dictates that you are down by the lazy river, or in a country cabin, or at the beach, we can sort of put them there. And I'm really thrilled with the connection. that I
I'm
have
biting
with
my
the folks.
tongue not to talk about certain things that make me laugh.
We can talk about it.
I'm not going to talk about it, but there might be some cookies that you guys, you might make you hungry for some cookies.
That's Blade's number, and they're all a dream to work with. They really are. They're so professional. They walk in, they know their, it, and they've knocked it out of the park. I'm really, when I first got the first pass, as things have to get rendered, and when I first got it, it was even rough cut, like without some of the elements added. I was just blown away by what the folks at Studio Me have put together, and we're going to be doing it every month all summer long. So if you go ahead.
And there's another surprise that comes in this one too. It's not just the queens that show up. There's even a little drop, a little cameo, if you will, from someone who's in our in-show poll tonight.
Right. So yes, Billy Porter makes an appearance. We've sort of built the show around 3 different performances from the queens, and then an interview segment sort of smacked in the middle. And I reached out to him and said, "You're doing this." And he was gracious enough to give us some of his time, and we filmed his segment from his place in upstate New York. And
I'll say this, Joe, the interview with Billy, it wasn't a fluff piece. I mean, you guys talk. I mean, it's a very, very real, like I was watching a conversation with you guys, but you didn't shy away. There was some real questions and real wonderful Billy Porter answers.
Thank you.
Yeah, it wasn't just like hey, yeah, I'm here, I'll see you later.
Yeah, and I can tell you that the look at that.
Lola's in the lead, 63-38.
Of course she is.
Of course.
Burger's voting on this one.
All right.
But the folks at Studio Me, he said, do you want to let Billy talk for as long as he gives his answer, or is there like a sort of time frame that you're looking? So the show itself is a half hour, and I said, let him talk as long as we need to. We could sort of edit it out, but he sort of speaks in sound bites now because that's his job.
He's built in. He's on a red carpet with a microphone for 3 seconds.
Yeah, and I said to him prior to filming, "Do you want the questions in advance?" He said, "No, girl, no." So he knocked it out of the park. I mean, I'm excited to share the project with everyone. Tickets are on sale now, and we will release it on June 18th. And you can watch it as many times as you want, wherever you want, whenever you want. So if you're in the bathtub, you're in your car, you're waiting in line at.
And when's the cutoff for winning those raffle prizes?
So 24 hours before. So the day before, that would be a Thursday. I think Thursday at midnight we stop selling tickets, and then the show premieres on the 18th. And right after the show, we do the live drawing of our winners. We do that live on the Instagram page for Bag Dragon Swag. And then if you are one of our lucky winners, we will send you a prize package anywhere in the continental United States for free.
Oh, that sounds fantastic. Yeah. Do you have anything else going on for Pride here? Or are you just 100% Bag Dragon Swag?
I actually am going to attend. PERSAT is doing a fundraiser up at Nemacolin Woodlands.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, and they're bringing in Suzanne Barsh and Amanda Lepore and some of the queens from RuPaul's Drag Race. On the screen right there, those are some of the prize packages. I think that last one was Earth Hero prior to that one.
Nice.
Yeah. So each prize package is valued at about $100. Tickets for the show are only $20, and we're going to be doing it all summer long.
It's a lot of fun, man. It's a lot of fun. So now I gotta reminisce here with you for a second here.
Yeah, come on.
All right. Just having some reminiscing here. So the last time you were here on the show, we had our Bernie off.
Right.
Where we moved fast, and the world had moved so quickly in the Bernie Sanders at the inauguration memes. Ooh. And Joe was ripping out about 30 or 40 an hour, it seemed. And so there were so many of those things going on there. We decided to do like a whole, like a night of just like, we just did a rapid fire voting on trying to find the best one. And while we were at it, somewhere out of the blue, Joe, I think it was you, Giselle Fetterman. Who else hosted? Who else were the guest judges? I'm forgetting one. I feel terrible. There were 3 judges.
Captain Kangaroo.
It wasn't Captain Kangaroo, but Kate Romaine.
Oh yes, Kate.
Kate Romaine, yeah. And there might have even been another one, but yes, but Kate Romaine was there. So we were having through, and all of a sudden, Joe pulls out his phone and goes and just pulls up a picture, right? And of a baseball player with the monkey tail beard, right? That came around the nose to this. And he didn't say anything. He just said, Dave, you should probably do this. And it went into a back and forth, and Dave ended up doing it. He ended up
Shaving into a full monkey tail.
And he lived with it for a couple of days, and he videotaped it, and he even unveiled a film that was on his. Look at that! Here it is. I never wanted to see that mirror again, but yes, look at this.
That mirror is why we had to wear masks extra long.
Or it could be the vaccine.
Oh, it could be actually.
I mean, you could have found something there.
I was experimenting just in case the vaccines didn't come through. I wanted to make sure, there was a backup plan. That's all.
I saw a video like that once. I paid $17 to watch it.
So Dave.
This was actually done at the Silence of the Lambs house that was recently sold.
That's good. Isn't that not far from where Pete grew up? Pete, who lived? No. Nate Dose was lived near that. I think that house from Anti-Flag. All right, Chris Dose in the house. Good night, guys. Good night, Pep.
Night, Pepper.
Good night, Pepper.
She blew everyone a kiss. But yeah, all right. So this is it, Dave. Do you have a finished? A shot of what this looked like at the end, so we don't have to subject our audience.
Don't have to. We're almost there. This is the home stretch. You know what I mean? I know there isn't a lot of time here to really relish in the.
Well, I know it's just the mirror, Dave. It's the mirror. It has 2 faces. Oh, look at that. There it was.
Wait. I got it. And the baseball, the inspiration there. There we go.
Oh yeah, look at that. Zoom on that. Look,
perfect.
You did a very good job.
You really did.
What was funny is like guests for the remainder of the week that came on would see Dave and like they wouldn't say anything, but they'd be kind of like looking kind of. And it's funny because you're not in the room.
Important, upstanding citizens would join our show and then they would have to meet me because Patrick would be getting ready, and I would greet them with the monkey tail, and they would, because it's Pittsburgh, they wouldn't say anything. Just what? That's cool. Whatever. Boom. Joe King, right. It's your fault, but I love it.
It's so good. I think you all were just reminiscing about the fullness of the beards at the beginning of that show. That's why I sort of recommended or suggested, and I don't regret that decision at all. I think that was a perfect segment.
Well, people ask us how we got to 192 episodes, and I would say it's from fresh ideas like that.
Exactly. Watching someone shave in the mirror.
And Dave's availability. I mean, a lot of people did some, like, I know a lot of guys shaved their head. I know a lot of guys did some random stuff because they weren't going anywhere. Right. And everybody figured that they were in the lockdown for a couple of mohawks.
We were all cutting our own hair.
Oh my God. Yeah.
It was a weird time. It was time to get weird,
Right, absolutely.
It's so weird. I'm still like, so kind of like, I'm still tense, right? We lived with tension for a year and till I'm still tense, right? So we lived with this. So the releases there's Mr. T.
I slipped.
Okay,
sorry.
It's okay. No, I went to get ice cream at an ice cream shop, at Baskin Robbins, out in Fox Chapel, and I went in there, and the people that were working there did not have masks on, and I was just like, okay. Now we're masked. We're basically in hermetically sealed suits here right now. And then like a couple people came in after us, no masks. Then one guy had a mask on. I was like, we'll take this outside. So we took the ice cream. We went outside, but it got me thinking like we're eventually going to have to get back to normal, right? Hopefully. I just don't know. We got to get to what 70% vaccinated is what they're saying for this thing to drop. So I'm going to have to get used to it, but it's a learning curve for me. Some people are just like, yeah, like ripping it off, spitting in people's mouths and calling it a day. But I'm not there yet.
I can tell you one step closer towards normalcy is when the salad bar returns to Whole Foods, and I just found out that it's coming back on the 21st.
The 21st.
Yep,
Just in time for the mask mandate to be lifted.
exactly.
They couldn't segue that.
Right.
They could just give it a week to
Yes.
figure out if the numbers...
And that means Eaton Park and Pizza Hut are not far behind.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm surprised Eaton Park and Pizza Hut aren't like leading the way with this.
They are
'cause
the vanguard in cuisine.
They're on the cutting edge. All right, so I'm learning new things here right now. See, I was not aware that the salad bar and the food bar at Whole Foods is coming back. I still see people lined up around Trader Joe's.
Oh yeah,
on every drive by. Like that's still the co-op on occasion. You'll see a line outside of it too.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's things happening, but there's some bars where it's just like, meat. Yeah. So that's it. But anyway, we should start winding things down here tonight. Dave, give me the five. Who's in the lead here? Should we give him another 5 minutes on the poll, or should we call?
Yeah,
it?
give him a couple minutes, but we all know who's in the lead.
We all know. Exactly.
We all know who's in the lead. All right. Well, that's good. So, like in hindsight, Joe King, rapid fire Q&A. Which was your favorite of the Bernie memes from back in the day? Back in the day, with like 2 months ago, which seems like it was 10 years ago.
Wow, there were so many good ones. I mean, not because I created it, but the Warhol one, it just sort of blended and fit so well because, that image of Andy sitting on that same sofa and then
I think that might have won ours, didn't it? I think that 1 hour poll. I mean, I know it made it through 2 or 3 heats.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It was also, you put the shadow in.
Right.
You were next level. All my stuff was like, I was dropping them into like Bill Mazeroski's home run and all this other random stuff. And you could like see the edges on mine. Right. I literally I essentially did collage work from like second grade with scissors and paste.
Yeah. Some of the early ones, my husband gave me the suggestion of putting him in the basket for ET. And some of my early ones were cut and paste, but as I sort of, the Bernie, I got the fever. I felt the burn.
You felt the burn.
It sort of propelled me to make it better, trim it and add the shadow and which way is the light coming. So
you started to scare me. Actually, I'm going to go through my phone here now that we're just talking, because I'm going to find some and send some to Dave because I know they're in here. But you started to scare me how good and how there we go. I think that was Pete's.
Yeah, that's Pete's.
Pete had a good one. Let me see here.
I love that one because it's moving. Whoever created that, that's brilliant.
That was a good one. Putting them into the Shining picture was a good one.
Right. Yes.
That was also special. I'm trying to see what I got here. There was there's the graph waiting. Oh my gosh. Here. So here they come. I mean, just reliving this time where it was like the one we not the one we needed. We didn't know we wanted. The hero of our time was this thing. I'm going to try to find the Warhol one. There's that one
in The Shining.
The Shining. Good. That's pretty good. Let me see if I can pull it. Sorry if you're watching at home right now. I'm sorry. This is dead air sort of, but it'll be worth it if I find Joe's thing. The Sharon Stone one was pretty impressive.
Yes. Whoever created that one.
The sneaky one. There was the Star Wars. You even put some in one of my plays.
Yes, I did. Oh, I forgot about that.
You brought it all back around. I wasn't going to post anything, but next thing you know, Joe King puts me on the Chad Deity wrestling move.
Yes.
Oh, Joe, I wish I could even put. Nobody puts baby in the corner. You went crazy.
It sort of overtook me, that whole. I mean, I could remember when that
Billy Porter
outside of Eons.
And Richard Parsakian outside of Eons was
put that back up, Patrick.
All right, hold on. Let me see if I could send it to you. Let me try to block the chat.
There it is.
That's HD, baby.
Sorry, folks. I went into the wrong mode there. But yeah, anyway. that was an amazing time to think back with Brad Pitt kicking it.
Right.
Anyway, it was great. So anyway, Joe, really excited. Thank you for coming on here and spending some time with us tonight.
Absolutely.
Bag,
Thank you
drag,
for
and
the
swag. You can get at it. We've got the direct link in our chat, but you can also go to the Bag, Drag, and Swag on Instagram. The link is in the bio. It's a very long link, as you can see there, if you're trying to write it down, but you could just cut and paste it or just smash that link right there, get it going, and find out more about Bag, Drag, and Swag. I will attest, it is a good time. You will not regret it. And it's one of those things. We just did, Dave and I just did an online, like a streaming, like a live play. And it was, you get this feeling of being at an event. I mean, I haven't been to events yet, but they're coming, right? They're right around the corner. This show gave me that vibe that I was at a show, that I was seeing something, even though I was like, sitting on my couch. So, so you succeeded in that, Joe King.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And continue to do that. And will Match Game come back in 6 months?
I'm ready, actually. So our last one was at the Hard Rock, and we did an Austin Powers version. But I think so. The next one I'm planning for when we return is an absolutely fabulous AbFab goes to the Match Game. And by the way, you were so amazing when we did the Brady Bunch. I did the Match
Brady
Game
Bunch,
welcome, the Shady Bunch. And Patrick, those of you who don't know, Patrick played Greg Brady and flawlessly. It was a
you're being too kind. The only thing that was said was I had to have a beard at the time because I was about to shave some crazy facial hair into my face. So I was the bearded Greg Brady, but dressed by Richard Parsakian at Eons. So.
And I mean, you performed "Keep on, keep on, keep on moving, gonna keep on. It's a sunshine day."
I was not aware there was going to be choreography, and the next thing you know, but it's the part I was born to play. We watched those reruns, my sister and I, for many years. So
you were the best Johnny Bravo there is.
Those questions came up. All right, we could talk all night about the Brady Bunch. We're going to other stuff. Joe, thank you. Happy Pride to everybody at home. Bag, drag, and swag. Go get it, folks. You will not regret it. Hit up the Instagram, follow them, do what you got to do. Joe, thank you. We're just going to wind down the show. If you need to go, I understand. We're just going to say goodbye, but if you want to hang, that's cool too.
Hey, thanks for the opportunity. I appreciate it. And,
thanks, Joe.
Thanks, fellas. It's good to see you, boys. And thanks, everybody, for watching. I appreciate your time, Patrick.
All right. Come back anytime, Joe. You have a standing invitation, especially if you keep coming with backdrops. And is there any designers you wanted to talk about who had anything to do with making things on your coat there?
Oh, so the flowers are Lucy Kelly original. She gifted me a whole set. I did Tiltini a few years ago, and she said, "What color do you want?" And I was like, I don't know. I kind of like this one. I like that. And then she gifted me a whole set. So they have sort of become my go-to Pride accessory. Anytime I need to pull something out with a little flair, it's a Lucy Kelly. So I appreciate that, Lucy. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Lucy. And thank you, Joe. Everyone check out Bag, Drag, and Swag. It's coming at you.
Happy Pride Month, everybody.
Happy Pride, everybody.
Take care.
All right, Joe. Thank you. So as we wind things down here tonight, I want to remind everybody that tomorrow we've got Kate Romaine is going to be here, and a special guest who might be entering the 4 or 5 timers club on the show. Amanda Blair is going to be coming on the show to talk about a new official purchase that was made of a little shop that people like in right on the main drag there in Shadyside called Cards Unlimited. Amanda Blair Kieran's going to be on the show tomorrow night to talk about that. And we find out what Kate ate with Kate Romaine. It's going to be a hot Thursday show. And don't forget, Friday, we come back with Natalie Bensavenga is going to be here with a great 5 minutes with and a little Ask Natalie advice. And in addition to that, we're going to have Dave Bracey talking about local brews. So we've got a hot, action-packed week 64 coming at you. And on behalf of Dave, Pete, and myself, Dave, Pete, you guys here? Dave, are you at the beach? Well, anyway.
Dave's riding a wave right now.
Dave's riding a wave. It looks like there's some trees. He looks like he's in an attic. He's at the beach attic.
How is it that he's in an attic like whenever he does the show at home, and then he like says he's at the beach?
That
Do you think he's just got
room
like a
that he's
beach
at-
backdrop, and he just like turns his computer the other way?
Pete, why wouldn't I be at the beach right now, Pete? Why would you saying this is? Well, of course I'm at the beach. Don't you hear the birds and the waves? Don't you hear that? I'm at the beach. Dang it!
Nah, bro.
That room that he's in is way too clean, and that tree may or may not be alive behind him. So we know that he's not at home. And is that a cappuccino or an espresso? What are you drinking?
Coffee.
Oh, good. Coffee. Well, anyway, thank everybody for being here with us tonight. Spend another hour with us. We'll be back tomorrow, and go out and get that shot. Wear a mask when you need to, and just take care of each other. Take it slow. Don't make fun of people. And happy Pride, everybody. See you guys.
8 shows left
Tomorrow. What? That's wrong, Pete.
Yeah, bro. 8.
Oh, 8. I think you said 2. All right. Let's see you guys.
Take the shot! Take the shot!
Take the shot.
Oh, so people were there having a good time?
Yeah, man. People are always having a good time.
That's why the people that are still watching right now are having a good time.
Those people are having a great time.
Well, they're watching, they're listening to this, they're having fun, and that's what it's all about. That and the hokey pokey.
You turning yourself around?
That's what it's all about, buddy. That's what we got to do as a nation. We got to turn ourselves around and figure out how to do this thing. Stop tape anytime.
Love you guys. See you later. Talk to you tomorrow.
Dave, are you shutting it down?
Shut this thing down.
Shut it down. Dave, shut it down.
Yo,
Turn it off. Who's that? Oh, hey.
what up?
The elusive Sarah. What's going on?
You know, we're still live, Dave. Can you shut the stream down, damn it? You're muted.
I'm saying
Yes.
lots of cool, funny stuff. Bye, everybody. Good night.
Thanks for sticking around, folks. See you tomorrow.